Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a gorgeous autumn evening here in Sarver, Pennsylvania. I am Zach Newton, bringing you the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series, presented by the World of Thunder, live on Ultimate Dirt TV. My broadcast partner, Jerry Van Sickle of Boone, Iowa Speedway fame, bringing you the action alongside me. He'll be with me in just a minute, finishing up some dinner out there in the Midwest right now as we get qualifying underway. And qualifying is more than easy enough to cover all by my lonesome here in this one. And it is Corey Austin currently sitting quick time. Dustin Hall, Eric Scalf, James Grayson, Mason Clark, your top five. You see Baden Cowdermarsh down there in 10th, Tanner Folds in 11th. Drew Hopkins in 14th, a little bit of a surprise as Evan C. shoots to the top of the timesheet with a 15.054. Blake Cannon, the first to poke a hole in the 14-second bracket with a 14.999. Here we see Blake Majulis now taking time in his 127 entry. We have been having some trading paints issues. Try to get those rectified for you here before we get too deep. We'll see where Majulis is going to clock in 8th quick in this one. 8th quick for Blake Majulis. Again, Blake Cannon, the top of the timesheet with about 30 seconds left in qualifying. You see Chase Hardy down there in 19th. Again, Drew Hopkins 16th. Tanner Folds in 15th after a podium run in the dirtfan.com Super Late Models. Brett Rowles in 10th. Bobby Mattingly in 11th. A strong showing for Kentucky driver Bobby Mattingly, as well as Ben Cowdermarsh there in 13th. Again, you'll notice Dylan Wilson, Ryan Underwood, Ethan Toder, some of the names you may recognize from the World of Thunder who are suspended for this Super Late Model race this week. They'll be back with us, at least a couple of those guys, I think, next week. But the points hit will be felt by Wilson and Underwood to be sure. As we wrap up qualifying, it is Blake Cannon quick time in this one. Evan C. in second as we get ready to line up your Mimi's Makings in Motion heat races. It's Cannon, C., Austin Hall, and Scalf. Your top five. 3 heats will be I believe only 21 cars taking time. 2 heats, excuse me. We'll set the inside row in the first one, the outside of the A main in the second. I believe everybody will go. We're missing a front row on that starting grid. There we go. Blake Cannon in the 44 out of Georgia, going to line up on the pole for Swindell Speed Labs. Outside of him, it's Mid-South Dirt Slingers driver Corey Austin. In the 92, starting third for $1 Million Motorsports, it's Eric Scalf. Outside of him is Mason Clark. For Carter Speed in the 22, Aaron Kitchen will line up in 5th starting spot. Bobby Mattingly in 6th in the 3M out of Kentucky to his outside. Another Kentucky driver for Newton Cattle Farms Racing in the 12, that's Ben Cowdermarsh. And outside of him, it's Tanner Folds for Tanner Folds Racing and Folds Graphics, and HRE in the 15. Brendan Weeks in the Mid-South Dirt Slingers lines up in 9th. Chase Hardy, the Winchester Wildman out of Virginia, in the 49, rolls off 10th, and shotgun on the field. It's Baby Barry Hagen Sorensen after a good podium run in the UMP Modifieds. He is going to line up in the final starting spot in this one as we get ready to get underway. Again, trading paints has been a world of fun for us this evening. You will see, I believe, there we go. Looks like it's starting to roll over. Cannon is correct there on the front row. Yes, now we're starting to see the actual vehicles that these drivers run. So it'll be a little easier for you to follow in this one as we get ready to line this up. 8 laps the distance in this heat race. Everybody will transfer. This will line up the inside row of the feature. Now, a lot of you are thinking, well, this is the marquee series. Why are the car counts small? And the answer is simple. This is an invitation-only series. You have to earn your way in to the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. These are the best of the best. Drivers who were invited to participate in Super Late Model Speed Weeks back in September, plus a couple of additions and some people who have been relegated or moved up out of our Pro Late Model Series as Blake Cannon brings us to green. Again, 8 laps the distance in this first heat race. Cannon gets a great start over Corey Austin. Looking to the inside of Austin is Eric Scalf in the 50. The 22 of Mason Clark. There's contact between those drivers. Advantage there to Bobby Mattingly on the high side. He's going to get into Scalf now. A whole lot of beating and banging going on in this one. Cowdermarsh going to try to make the most of it. He's going to sneak to the inside. He's up to 4th. Keep an eye on that as we have an absolute just bedlam on back. It's Hagen Sorensen and now Chase Hardy battling for that 5th starting spot. Give it to Sorensen off the corner, but Hardy's not done yet. See, Hardy does have some spoiler damage, though. Definitely want to keep an eye on that. Blake Cannon leads. Mason Clark second. Scalf and Cowdermarsh your top 4. Then Hagen, Sorensen, Hardy, and Folds now going to do battle Hardy there around the bottom of the racetrack, folds right up on the lip in that blue 15X machine. Cannon out in front by 4 car lengths over Clark. Clark's got a mirror full of Eric Scalf, or would if dirt late models had mirrors. Ben Countermarsh still riding in 4th. Best battle on the racetrack right now is this one, 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. You see Aaron Kitchen back there. He's now 3 wide. He is going to absolutely destroy Chase Hardy, and I got a feeling that's going to be a problem a little bit later on because he turned down the racetrack real hard, and now Tanner Fold's going to throw some tail into Aaron Kitchen. Kitchen over the bank. HRE teammates Chase Hardy, and you see Tanner Folds there taking care of their teammates. Aaron Kitchen over the bank. He's going to drop back to 10th, and that car is destroyed. Chase Hardy runs in 9th. Again, everybody going to make it to the show. You can pull out a backup car. That's not a problem. There you see Mason Clark riding in 2nd. Eric Scalf right behind him. But out in front, currently Blake Cannon by a country mile. The track would have to open up and swallow him whole as the white flag waves for the Swindell Speed Labs driver, the number 44 machine. He is out in front and all by himself. A Saturday night cruise, or a Sunday night cruise, excuse me, here in this one at Lernerville. Cannon will start on the pole of your A main with Clark, Scalf, Sorensen, Countermarsh, Folds, Weeks, Austin, Hardy, Kitchen, and Mattingly unofficially behind him. See, I believe it was Hardy and Kitchen tangled together there. And we line up heat number 2. Here's your official results. It is Cannon, Clark, Scalf, Sorensen, Countermarsh, Folds, Weeks, Austin, Hardy, Kitchen, and Mattingly. Mattingly finishes a lap down. I believe he would pulled off the racetrack. Again, heat race number 2, only 2 heats. We take everybody. It's Evan C. on the pole for Victory Lane Racing. Outside of him, it's Dustin Hall in the 331. $1 Million Motorsports driver James Grace will line up in 3rd starting spot. Outside of him, it's Asheville, New York's Blake Moneybags Majulis in the 127. Brett Rolls for Vanderpool Racing lines up 5th. CJ Howell 6th. The First Lady of Dirt for $1 Million Motorsports, that's Jennifer Hansen, the 11. Outside of her, it's the Rockcastle Rocket from Mount Vernon, Kentucky. Drew Hopkins for DHR in the 157 machine. Donnie Batiste lines up in 9th spot in the 19 for Mid-South Dirt Slingers. Dixon Slinger with an uncharacteristically poor qualifying effort to start 10th in this second heat race for Full Throttle Performance in the 51. Shotgun on the field is the 171 of Brandon Freeberg, and that will line up heat number 2. This will set the outside of our feature race starting grid. The Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series, known for its punctuality. We're now racing Jerry to see if he can finish dinner and get in here and do the deal as the A-Main lingers. Just 8 laps and a little bit of a warm-up session separate us from A-Main Racing here in the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. It's Evan C. and Dustin Hall on the pole. Keep an eye on Majulis starting in 4th. He's definitely able to make some noise. He's already won the Grace Productions UMP Modified Series earlier tonight, and we will see if he has got what it takes to cut the mustard and get around Hall and C and put himself on the outside of the front row in the big show here in just a few minutes. But it's Evan C. and Dustin Hall on the pole. James Grace, a formidable competitor in his own right, would like to have a little bit to say about Blake Majulis' starting spot tonight. We'll see if he can keep that 127 machine behind him. No easy task. As the green flag waves, C drives hard down the hill in turn 4 and gets to the flag stand first. Dustin Hall going to fall in behind him. They're running through the middle of the racetrack. Somebody's already shot over the hill in turn 1. It's Majulis in 3rd, Grace in 4th. CJ Howell has gone out of bounds. We'll have to see if he is able to make it back in. Evan C. going to lead lap 1. Lap 2 in the works right now. C and Hall leading. Majulis a couple car lengths back off of Hall. James Grace looks to his inside. Hall trying to find something for Evan C., but nothing doing right now. As you see, Grace loses some ground off of turn 2. And now it's all Evan C. out in front as the 4 leaders seem to go single file. They do through turn 1 and 2. Hall's got about a car length behind C to cover, and about 2 car lengths between him and Blake Majulis in 3rd. But it's all Evan C. out in front, and that gorgeous number 33 machine, the white and gold and red VLR entry, shows the way in this heat race as we come around to halfway this time by. Will be 4 in the books, 4 to go. As you
Flags across this time, and down the front straightaway we go. Hey, I just made her. Just in time for heat race number 2. Evan C., Dustin Hall, Majulis. Sorry about that. I got stuck back in Majulis' mod pit. They had me scraping mud after that deal. Majulis up there to the number 3 spot, but it's Evan C., your race leader.
Jerry Van Sickle joins me in the booth, scares the sweet Christmas out of me in the middle of this heat race. It's all Evan C. out in front. Dustin Hall back in second. C's going to cruise, it looks like, to this heat race win, barring some kind of mechanical issues. Jerry, everybody seems to be behaving themselves in the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series so far, as they're single file and spread out all the way around Don Martin's Lernerville Speedway.
They will give themselves all kinds of room to roam, as it's Evan C., Dustin Hall, Blake Majulis, and James Grace. That's your top three. They'll hustle on down. White's gone. White's waving. We've got one to go. They'll hustle off of two and down the back straightaway. Evan C., no problems here. And as you said, you betcha, he gonna cut the mustard. They'll bring him off of turn number 4. Checkers out. Evan C., Dustin Hall, and Blake Majulis, your top three.
Absolutely good, clean heat race there from the folks in heat number 2. Again, everybody transfers. That lines up to the outside of our A main. Jerry, you're here just in time as we go to our official results for that one. And we gotta roll that over. We may not get our official results. Not sure. We're gonna take it up. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Just taking their sweet time.
Track prep. We're going to track prep session.
There we go.
Mimi's making them. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was hoping we were going to see some official results. They're usually between those two cars there.
Here's who won. The winner was first. Second was second. The third place finisher was third. There we go. Evan C., Dustin Hall, Blake Majulis, James Grace, Brett Rowles, Dixon Slinger, Drew Hopkins, Brandon Freeberg, not to be mixed with Freebird, Donnie Battis, J.C. Howell, and Jennifer Hunts. Final finishers there. So that'll be your outside of your A main starting grid as we see warm up taking place. These guys are going to try to drive a little bit of this racetrack off, try to widen out Don Martin's Lernerville Speedway here, 4/10 mile in Sarver, Pennsylvania. Normally a haven for sprint car racing, but tonight hosting the largely fendered lineup of the World of Thunder Esports League and currently the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. Yes.
Some pre-feature hot laps. Should be a good show on hand, Jerry.
Flat fenders and fat tires. 40 laps tonight. 2 heat races in the books. We got like pro late models coming up next, don't we? Or what's coming
Absolutely,
up
you got pro late models coming up next. Always a good show.
I'll
be stepping out of the booth for those. I am exhausted.
Where are you going?
Well, it'd be close to night time. Yeah, you get to hang out with Wheeler for the pro lates, Jerry. That's a gift I've chosen to give you.
Oh, that's with him. I tell you what, a gift like that. A gift like that is better than giving somebody a round of applause with a clap.
It's just I just thought it was something sweet you might like. No, I do cover the mods and the super late models, and then I get out of the way so my wife can sleep in the room next to the office where my streaming stuff is all set up. Because she's got to teach first graders in the morning. God help her. We line up our starting grid. It goes something like this. Blake Cannon, your first heat race winner in the 44 out of Georgia, starts on the pole. Outside of him, it's heat race number 2 winner Evan C. in the 33 for Victory Lane Racing.
I feel for her because it took me 4 years to get through the first grade, but it'll only take me 2 cars to get through 02. That's Mason Clark in the Carter Speed Double Deuce, and the 331 is Dustin Hall.
$1 Million Motorsports driver Eric Scalf in the 50 lines up on the inside of row number 3. Outside of him, it's Moneybags Blake Majulis out of Asheville, New York in the 127.
Never heard of her, but speaking of that, we'll go to row number 4. It'll be Hagen Sorensen driving the 45 and James Grace in the 269.
It's the wild New Englander who made his way to Union, Kentucky and settled down Ben Countermarsh in the 12 for the Newton Cattle Farms Racing stable. Outside of him in row number 5, it's Brett Rowles in the 17 for Vanderpool Racing.
Hey, Tanner Folds Racing sees Tanner Folds in the 15 car inside of row number 6, and it's Dixon Slinger driving the FTP, the Full Throttle Performance 51.
Lining up in 13th for the Mid-South Third Slingers, it's another double deuce. It's Brennan Weeks in the 22. Outside of him, the Rockcastle Rocket out of Mount Vernon, Kentucky. It's DHR's Drew Hopkins in the 157.
Let's go to the next row. That's row number 8, where it's Corey Austin from the Mid-South Dirt Slingers 92. And it'll be Brandon Freeberg in the 171.
Chase Hardy, the Winchester Wildman out of Winchester, Virginia, lines up 17th in the 49 for TFR, Newton Cattle Farms, and HRE. Outside of him, it's Donnie Batiste for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers in the 19, starting 18th.
Hey, let's go to row number 10. Row number 10, yes, it'll be Aaron Kitchen from in the 17 car and CJ Howell in the 2 machine.
Shotgun on the field. It's Bobby Mattingly out of Kentucky in the 3M, and outside of him, the First Lady of Dirt for $1 Million Motorsports in the 11. That's Jennifer Hunts.
All right, here we. Yeah, I'll take C off of this, off the front row. I think he looked good in the heat race.
Real charitable of you, Jerry. I'm going to take the loose cannon himself, Blake Cannon, in the 44, and he's off to the races, off the restart, sitting on the pole in this one. He's got a good lead down the back straightaway, but Evan C. is hot in pursuit. Mason Clark, Eric Scalf, and Blake Majulis will round out your top 5 as we complete lap 1.
Lap number 2 is going to go in the books real quick as they hustle the bottom of the racetrack. That 50 machine down there on the bottom, working out just at the 22. Of course, that's Majulis back there in the 127. You got Eric Scalf right there in the 13 car, which I believe that's the 50. They'll go 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at the action back here for 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Now, you can throw a blanket over everybody trying to get from 3rd to about 8th position right now. They're 3 wide as they go into 3. Majulis going to throw a slider. He's going to pull up right in the middle. He goes from being the cookie to the cream filling in the Oreo, Jerry, and that's a smart move to tuck in and calm down as Blake Cannon seemed to nearly go over the berm, and that's going to open the door for Evan C., but here comes Blake Cannon back to the inside. He slides up the racetrack, doors Evan C. off the racetrack. Blake Cannon doing Blake Cannon things for the lead, and the caution is out.
Now, he didn't door him. He got him with the dangerously dangerous right rear quarter.
Oh, was it the right rear quarter? Look,
there's the difference. Watch this. You'll see it right here. Here comes, I hope this will stick, and we'll see it not. I've seen this many times. Hang on. Take this. I didn't need that right rear quarter.
That is some right side romance here at Lernerville.
Oh, yes, there was plenty of it dished out on that one.
Plenty of it. I hope Blake Cannon bought Evan C. dinner before he gave him that much loving there over the lip in turn 4, and that brings out our first caution flag of the night here at Lernerville. We'll have to see how race control chooses to handle that. That's going to be a fun conversation to have, and it looks like Blake Cannon has gotten the EOL. So he is going to the tail. So there is my pick all the way to the end of the longest line. He's got a long way to go and a shorter time to get there. And look who that moves to the front row. It is the 127 of Blake Majulis. Tia Moppert's boyfriend is going to move into second spot. Mason Clark is going to take the inside starting spot, the lead here as we come to the green flag.
I will watch it. It'll be Clark and Majulis up there on that front row. Early in the runnings of this one, anything can happen. The green flag comes back out to the racetrack. It'll be Mason Clark at the 22, but here comes Majulis. Majulis will come off the bottom, let her slide to the top. That's how you do it right there. No contact, no harm, no foul, as we're back to the yellow.
Not sure what brings out this yellow flag, but it's certainly a waving, and we go to our Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay to find out. Probably some chaos on the restart. You see there's Ben Countermarsh, it looks like, is who we're on board with. And there's just a big tangle up in front of him that gets him and Hopkins all caught up in it. Unfortunate dealings for Countermarsh, who was trying his best to avoid the mess. And he winds up tangled up in it. There's a whole bunch of guys involved in that one. And Countermarsh gets the short end of the stick.
So we'll try this one again here at Lernerville as they get the pace truck out there. Still going to be front 2. Of course, Mason Clark and Blake Majulis. They both inherited the 1 and 2 spots, so we'll see how this does. Evan C. going to move up through the field on this one with the going to be up to the 15th spot with those guys going to the tail and some going to the pits. So, he's going to be on a mission. He's going to be hustling to bring that thing back. He's got a mission, and he's got something to prove. As taken out early, so we'll see what happens. Your pick took out my pick. I hope you're happy.
Well, I
know I showed up late and everything.
And my pick got sent to the end of the longest line. He's back there in 15th. He's actually 1 spot ahead of Evan C. And of course, Brett's sort of like universal. He wrote it in pen and taped it to the break room wall pick of Blake Majulis in every race forever. Currently paying off as he runs second.
I need to clarify something.
Go ahead.
Could. To put something on the break room wall, that means you would have to work to have a break room. So I don't know what the real Brett was thinking on that one.
We get back underway in this one. Mason Clark with a great restart. Single file does him all the favors. He's going to try to run the bottom and shut the door on Majulis. Majulis may find some traction off the bottom. He totes the left front down the front straightaway, or down the back straightaway. He's going to slide inside. Here comes the slide job from Majulis. It's the veteran move from Clark. He cuts down. Yellow flag is out once again.
The dreaded yellow here early in the Supers. Hopefully we can get it used up and get it put away. And taking a look here on the replay, there's going to be some issues with Jennifer Hans getting on down into turn number 1. Well, she didn't have the issues. Car in front of her broke traction, looks like this week.
Looks like Mattingly got looks like
Steppy.
He got tight down there and or got into the dirt. No, he got into the 22. Got into Weeks, and there was nowhere for Hans to go, unfortunately. And that's all it takes to get looped here at Lernerville.
Doesn't take much here on the tight quarters, so now we'll see it. Things haven't changed up front, though. It's still Mason Clark and Blake Majulis, your front 2 cars. Are we single file on this one, too? We'll see what race control tells us.
I believe iRacing will force them single file since they did not complete a lap after a restart. As we look, a great camera shot here underneath the sheet metal work of Blake Majulis' car. Good look at the suspension under the car here. You can see the Hoosier tire there turning as we work pace laps around Lernerville Speedway here in Sarver, Pennsylvania. Again, I'm Zach Newton, joined in the booth by legendary Jerry Van Sickle, Brett Wheeler on production. It's the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. We are working lap number 7 under caution. When we take the green flag, it'll tick over, I believe, to lap number 8. We'll try to get this show back on the road. Currently, a little spat of cautions we're stuck in the middle of in this one.
Yes, hopefully the terms cautions breed cautions has gone away, and we'll see what happens. Is it will be Mason Clark leading the field on down into turn number 1 and 2. Clark will go right down there to the bottom of the speedway. Majulis in tow. Now you'll see James Grace in the 269 working to the outside of Eric Schaff, and look at this. Here we go for the lead. Patent right there is the White Castle. Around the outside goes Blake Majulis, but there's the crossover. Swing and a miss off a 2 down the back straightaway by Clark.
Yeah, good show from these two, giving each other a wide berth. Clark around the rim of Lernerville. Majulis going to run the middle. Short slider up. It's steamed on a bed of onions. Give him the lead at the line. It's Mason Clark now to the bottom. Clark's going to throw a slider of his own. They opened up their Crave case, and they're just handing them out. One after another. Call them Harold and Kumar up there battling for first and second. Majulis leads. Clark in second. James Grace trying to hitch his wagon to that star as we now work into the teens. Lap 10 on the board next time by.
Off a 2 down the back straightaway. Battle is still on for that number 3 spot as Grace has got it. Skolf wanting to come and get it. He'll look to the bottom side. Right behind them is Sorensen and Hall. They will work side by side. Top 2 kind of breaking away, saying single file right now and letting that battle for number 3 come in as that Eric Skolf machine, the 13, which is actually the 50 on the wrap, looking at the 269. Dang, you're fine off of tier number 4. Battle for third's a good one.
Yeah, great show from Skalf and Grace, giving each other plenty of room. Barry Sorensen, Hagen Sorensen, Baby Barry, we call him back there. He's got his hands full with Dustin Hall for a top 5 spot. Sorensen would love to get involved in that battle for third. Maybe get Hall off his tail, break some of the pressure he's under. Meanwhile, out in front, Blake Majulis is starting to tiptoe away from the rest of the field. But keep an eye as we look on back. Blake Cannon back up to 9th. Evan C. battling with Tanner Folds for that 10th spot. Give it to C right now, but Folds not quite done yet. Drew Hopkins has worked his way up to 7th after being involved in that altercation that brought out the caution just a few laps ago. Great showing for him, but out in front right now, still all Blake Majulis, Jerry.
He is running and hiding on this one. Hang on now, the 92 up over the berm. Corey Austin, you're going to run to the top of the racetrack. He'll pull it up, pull it gimp, and bring out the caution flag. And just like that, of course, caution brought to you by AAA. You know why that was brought by AAA, Zach?
Why is that, Jerry?
Because when you do something like this, watch this. Are you ready for it? Just lay it over on the top. Car shut off. And I tell you what, you don't need to waste any money on a AAA membership, because all you do is you keep a yellow flag in your trunk of your car, and if your car doesn't start, there it is. Waved it over top of the 92, and it magically started.
Funny how that works. It's one of the fun things with iRacing, because at a real racetrack you probably stay green there. He gets back up to speed as soon as the rest of the field clears him. iRacing, because he comes to that complete stop, waves that caution flag. It's unfortunate because it breaks up a good little green flag run we had seen there. Probably if anybody's unhappy about it, it's that 127 machine of Blake Majulis, who had started to put a nice little gap back to Mason Clark there. Now all of that is washed out by Corey Austin going over the berm.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And no, that does happen outside. I've watched it many, many times.
Oh yeah,
I forget the AAA caution flag.
The AAA caution flag. See, I've never Boone doesn't have walls, does it? And I know it doesn't in the turns, I don't think.
Oh yeah, no, we got two good walls, and if you hit them, you're done.
See, that's one of the tracks on my bucket list. I haven't made it there. I haven't made it to Fairbury yet. I hope to change Fairbury next year.
I do too. I want to get out there sometime.
But I've watched races at Boone. I ran Boone on R Factor a bunch of times, but have not made it out to Iowa, at least that part of Iowa, as we get ready to go back to green in this one. 15 of 40 in the books. Blake Majulis leads. Mason Clark, James Grace, Hagen Sorensen, and Dustin Hall, your top 5 as the green silk waves, and we're back up to speed.
The hustle on down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at this. Sorensen at the 45 now. Going to look to the outside of the 269 of James Grace. Grace back to the inside. They'll go numbers deep on each other down into turn number 3 and 4. Sorensen up there going to pound the top, rip the lip in that 45 car. He'll follow the tire tracks of Mason Clark now to the inside. Finding some grip and some action traction is James Grace to third.
Grace doing a great job of holding off Sorensen. Sorensen's had a great run here at Lernerville, but the Iowa native would love to get himself another podium here in the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. We go on board with Baby Barry out the front of that number 45 machine. There you can see Grace to his inside. He is right up there on the lip in dangerous territory, but you can see there's a little bit of band of moisture up there above the slick that all these guys are trying to put that right rear in. Find a little power off the corner. It seems to work for Majulis. It's working for Clark. And it's working for Sorensen now as we look out the rear of that speed machine. You can see the left rear is in the slick, but the right rear right there along the lip as he gets into the wall down the front stretch, and that may open the door for Grace as they head into 1.
I will find out what Grace does. Hagen Sorensen, second-generation driver. I announced many, many, many nights of Barry Sorensen races at the Shelby County Speedway and the Crawford County Speedway in western Iowa. Watching that familiar 45 do just what it's doing tonight, running up front. Round the bottom of the racetrack is James Grace trying to make something happen. Looks like that contact with the wall there. Hagen did not have any problems on that 45 car. And Zach, he is still quick.
Well, Blake Cannon looks like he tied the 44 machine to a rocket because he's back to 5th. He's looking to the inside of Hopkins, gives Hopkins a little bit of the nose down the back straightaway. They're going to go to the inside. Cannon pushes him up the racetrack. Cannon manages to, everybody keeps it on. Evan C. is now back up there. Boy, we're going to have ourselves a party at the front as Hopkins gives C a little bit of right side romance. They push up the racetrack. Cannon's got the spot. He's up to 5th. Hopkins, Hall, and C 3 wide down the back straightaway. They're 3 wide into the turn. Something's got to give here off of full. To Evan C. He's 6th as we work lap 24.
That last lap and a half, I thought I was caller number 7 and won tickets to the Journey concert because there was more loving, touching, squeezing than you'll ever see on a Friday night. Here as they work down to the caution.
Just love the way Jerry brings us to caution. Like we're going, and then it's a UDTV instant replay. Bobby Mattingly over the berm in turn 3.
Keep it going, Bobby. Keep it going. You don't need to stop.
And he got into the wall. That'll do it. He tried to keep it going, but he got into the wall over there in turn 4. That'll bring out our Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay and the caution flag that usually accompanies those. If you'd like to sponsor that Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, please message Brett Wheeler at the Facebook page. Work out some terms, make that happen, because if tonight is any indication, you're going to get your money's worth, because we've had a bunch of Ultimate Dirt TV instant replays tonight.
Yes, we have. So it is Blake Majulis out front, Mason Clark, Hagen Sorensen, James Grace, Blake Cannon, and Evan C. We'll see if there's any "Hey, remember me" moments coming from Evan C. on Cannon back there. We'd look out of the back of your race leader as we bring him on down to the green flag. Next time. Thought we was going green. I got ahead of myself. I was waiting for this great start. Because now the lights go off around the racetrack and on the pace truck. I kind of had to follow your lead, Zach. I've been wondering the last couple of weeks if that Hagen Sorensen, if his dad was Barry from Harlan, because I watched his dad for years race over here on late models.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got to warm your heart to see an Iowa boy up there in third. It warms mine to see Drew Hopkins, another Kentucky native, there in seventh, racing for a top 5 spot. He should hopefully be able to get there as we're back underway. Majulis, the magician, on restarts, gets another good one. They are 3 wide for second. Sorensen going to poke his nose into the runner-up spot of the inside of Mason Clark. He's found something on the bottom of the racetrack. Cannon is going to go back to the top in 3 and 4. Clark gets a good run. He'll protect that second position as Cannon goes to the bottom. There's a big slider coming from Blake Cannon up in front of Clark. Clark with the veteran move to pull down, but he gets on the brakes, and Sorensen goes to second. Cannon goes over the berm. Evans, whole lot going on right here, folks. Evan C. going to slide up into the third spot. James Grace back to fourth. Blake Cannon to fifth. Drew Hopkins and Dustin Hall battling for sixth as Mason Clark slows on the front straightaway, and the caution comes out.
The 44 runs off the back of the racetrack. Cannon getting off the top of the racetrack after the caution had come out. So we'll kind of take a look at the replay here as things just got a little awry there deep in the field, as they were using full fenders, no doubt about it. There you see the 44 Cannon off the top, but yellow had come out earlier, I believe, for a car on the front stretch. We'll see how they call
real close, actually, because you can see the strand of yellow lights between the two telephone poles there over the pit road entrance, and Cannon might not be saved by that yellow flag. We'll have to go to timing and scoring in just a minute. That's our Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, so we will find out as Cannon has been parked. He is out.
So that's 2 cautions, I believe is how they're going to call that. Or he's just going out on his own. I'm not sure. So we'll see what happens. Still Blake Majulis on out front, followed by now Sorensen in the 45 car. Look at this, Evan C. I told you, he's got a castle to storm. He's on a mission. He's got something to prove. Brings that 33 car all the way from the tail after that contact on lap number 4 with Cannon to the number 3 spot. Man, this going to get good, Zach. There's no doubt. I mean, we still got, we're just past the halfway mark. I think almost 2/3 of the way into this one.
13 to go when they take the green flag. I've said this before. Death, Taxes, and Blake Majulis and Evan C. battling for a win on World of Thunder Sunday night specials. And that's what we're going to see here. But Hagen Sorensen is not content to have his name left out of that hat, nor is Drew Hopkins, nor is James Grace, who's put on a great show and looks to hold down a top 5 spot. Hopkins going to get to the inside of him. They're going to battle for fourth down the back straightaway. Evan C. going to look to the inside of Blake Majulis. Slider coming. He gets up in front of Sorensen. Sorensen taps the brakes off of 4, gives that second spot to C, but he's going to go back to the bottom. They're nearly 4 wide for the lead as Hopkins way down there, almost in the grass in turn 1 and 2. He's got 4th spot, and he's not done either. It's Blake Majulis out in front, but Evan C. in the runner-up spot, hot on his tail. 10 to go.
With 2 in the air, 10 to go. Letting these drivers know that it's time to win it or wear it. Majulis, C, Sorensen, Hopkins, Hall. That's your top 5. Grace, Sculf, Slinger, Fold, and Battis. Now Howell moving into the top 10. Things not changing on up front, but now the 157 and Drew Hopkins going to lay to the inside of Hagen Sorensen. Sorensen's there now. Look at the 269 back on the move. James Grace, you've got a cluster of them going to fan it out 4 wide off of turn number 4.
Hopkins missed his mark on the way into turn 1 and lost a couple spots. Now Dustin Hall shows Hopkins the nose, spins the 157 around, and we're going to have a bunch of people sideways back there. Hopkins definitely not happy. The Mount Vernon, Kentucky driver gets a tailful of the nose of the 331 machine, and there's no way he's happy about this. You can see slides up the racetrack there. Normally, we call him the catfish. He's normally running around the bottom, but Hall is just going to get right up underneath Hopkins. No net code about that. It's all nose up underneath the 157.
I tell you what, took a look up under the skirt all the way to the fun house right there. And, well, I tell you what, that might have been deep enough for a wedding proposal. I'm not sure yet on that deal. We'll have to see how it works back at the trailer. But Hopkins, of course, going to become the beneficiary of the nose. So we'll see what happens and how they restack the field. Looks like 157 going to the tail, of course, with the 331 of Dustin Hall. They'll both be penalized to the rear of the field.
They gave Hall the EOL. Hopkins credited with bringing out the caution. He goes to the tail. But Hall is going to go with him. Unfortunate for Drew Hopkins, who had a great run up through the field and into the top 5 to be taken out by Dustin Hall. But Hall at least will face the hammer of justice from BJ and Steven and race control. It is Blake Majulis, your leader, Evan C., Hagen Sorensen, James Grace, and now Eric Scalf, the beneficiary of the roughhousing. As up next, you see the Warrior Logistics Pro Late Models with Brett Wheeler and Jerry Van Sickle in the booth. But we're not quite done here just yet, folks. 8 laps to go. Blake Majulis leads Evan C. as we come to green.
We'll get ready for this one to make their way back to the green flag. It's Majulis going to diamond that thing down to the front straightaway as the green flag's waving. They'll power off into turn number 1 and 2. Hustle back there for the number 2 spot. You see Evan C. up on the top side. Here comes Sorensen, Grace, Scalf, and Slinger. They'll go to work on each other back there for 3, 4, 5, and 6. It'll still be Sorensen working the top of the racetrack. Here comes a 269 of Grace on the bottom.
Grace doing everything he can to get himself a podium spot this evening. Majulis, meanwhile, through 1 and 2, has found something on the bottom of the racetrack. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. Evan C. committed to the lip as he closes in through 3 and 4. But you can see they're playing the accordion around here as the yellow flag waves once again.
So caution back out of the racetrack. We'll see what that was for right now with the UD TV instant replay. Deep in the field. Into turn 3 and 4. Ben Crowdermarsh, whoops, hang on. Things got a little steppy, and then, well, over and upside down goes the 22 of Mason Clark. So Mason Clark not getting the good go-round of that.
Yeah, looked like
sideways.
Looked like Crowdermarsh got loose, maybe got hard on the brakes to try to looks like he was running the slider line, and maybe somebody ran the middle of the racetrack and he wasn't expecting it because he got hard on the brakes and Clark had nowhere to go, really. That's what they call a racing deal, I believe. It is unfortunate, but that's the UDTV Instant Replay. Again, you will get your money's worth should you choose to sponsor these Ultimate Dirt TV Instant Replays. Because, again, there's been a bunch of them tonight. I know we've got some more short track racing in the future, so we'll need a whole heap of those instant replays as Blake Majulis continues to lead. We're now 5 to go. He's showing them the palm. As we get ready to go back to green, I believe this looks like next time by, because, yeah, it'll be next time by. The field still spaced out. Caution lights still on the pace truck and over there, over the hill in turn 3. Again, the strand of caution lights, maybe one of my favorite things about Lernerville.
Yeah, you can always see them dancing in the background. As you see the caution lights as we go into turn 1 and 2 have gone off. Great overhead view of Lernerville as we get ready. You see that cushion all the way to the top right there. Got to be careful off of 2 right there, because if you sidestep that a little too much, you're going to find yourself up over the berm and well down to the snow fence on the bottom of the hill. Here we go. 5 to go. Green flag getting ready to come out. Blake Majulis going to stand on it. Down to the starter's cone we go. They'll rock and roll to turn number 1 and 2. Majulis C. Sorensen once again under attack by Grace. But look at this. Evan C.'s got to run to the outside. Now he's going to lay to the bottom. Hit going to, well, thought he was going to the White Castle, but unfortunately put the mower deck down too deep and cut the grass down there in turn 3.
Yeah, C got a little too deep into 3 and cost himself. However, the advantage that Majulis is getting off of turn 2 from the bottom line has started to shrink. As you see Sorensen comfortably in 3rd, but it's Majulis out front as we come 3 to go. It's the laps are winding down. Does Evan C have anything? We're going to have to keep an eye on it. Currently, your top 3 have spaced out just a little bit, but Majulis closing in on, C closing in on Majulis through 3 and 4. Does he have anything? 2 to go, Jerry.
We'll find out. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps remaining. Sorensen's under attack back there, but here comes C. C's going to put the old Theo flipped the switch to beast mode. Slide job coming. Off at 4, down the front straightaway. Majulis was ready for it. Tapped the brakes and turned the nose. White flags out. They'll hustle off at 2 and down the back straightaway. Evans C's got one more shot at him down into turn number 3 and 4. Here it is. Hail Mary. Throw the haymaker at him. Slide it on up. Cross it on over. Give it at the line. Blake Majulis with the win.
Well, there's no better show than Blake Majulis and Evan C. in the last 5 laps of a race here on Sunday nights, and they do not disappoint again. But this time, give it to Blake Majulis. He is going to eke out the win. We go to our official results here to see the interval. He got it by a little more than 1/10 of a second over Evan C. Hagen Sorensen comes home third. We'll talk to those three in victory lane here in just a couple minutes. It's James Grace and Eric Scalf rounding out your top 5.
Taking a look at 6 through 10. It'll be Dixon Slinger as you see the old hot now lights on as the donut shop is open. From Blake Majulis, running 7th, C.J. Howell. 8th, Tanner Folds. 9th, Drew Hopkins. And rounding out the top 10, Aaron Kitchen.
Donnie Batiste comes home in 11th. Brandon Freeberg, 12th. Dustin Hall, Corey Austin, and Mason Clark will round out your top 15.
Looking at 16 through 20, it'll be Ben Crowderman, Blake Cannon, Brennan Weeks, Bobby Mattingly, and Jennifer Huntz.
And it's Brett Rouse and Chase Hardy rounding out your 22-car finishing order. We will go to victory lane in just a few moments, I believe. All right, we're going to go ahead and drag Hagen Sorensen up. Jerry, I'll let you talk Iowa native to Iowa native.
Hagen, nice run. You were up there the whole time and had that 45 looking pretty spectacular tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run, and really just been chasing Blake and Evan the whole night, even in the modified. So I was hoping I could beat them, but I didn't tighten up the car enough before the race, and of course the car was loose, so couldn't really get to them.
You get any advice from your dad?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
A whole bunch, yeah. I made the comment. I announced a lot of races. Watched your dad run a lot of races in that 45 car. What is he gonna get one of these things and race with you?
Man, I'm trying to convince him to. Hopefully he does. That'd be a blast.
Well, he might not be smart enough to figure out how to run it, don't you think?
Yeah.
He's not watching, is he?
Oh, he is.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, very good to have you. Good to have crew chief dad working on this thing. Tell us, good looking hot rod. Do you got some sponsors that help you out, Hagen?
Oh yeah, of course. Milner Media and Design making this nice wrap, and Sorensen Equipment, and also my mom and dad, of course. Giving me this PC to come out here and race.
Well, that's good. And them folks at United Bank of Iowa, they give dad a little money to get you that thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All them great sponsors you listed off, Hagen, they were with your dad. They've been with your dad forever, so it's kind of neat to see. You gonna do like a throwback wrap to one of your dad's old cars sometime?
Yeah, there's something called the VLR Throwback Series, and I'm hoping to get a wrap made for that.
Oh, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. So, well, good run on third place, making the podium, and we'll see you back next Sunday in the Supers.
All right, yep, see ya. Thank you.
You're welcome. Zach, he sounds like he's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy, but he's already a World of Thunder champion. He comes home with a podium spot. No shame in chasing Blake Majulis and Evan C. We're still waiting on them to pull into victory lane here at this time. So we may kick this to commercial. I'm just going to confirm with Brett Wheeler. All right, we're going to kick it to commercial, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes with your first place finisher and runner-up, Blake Majulis and Evan C. Right after this on the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series, part of World of Thunder Esports League coverage, only on Ultimate Dirt TV. back and in victory lane with Blake Majulis. If there's ever a place I feel like I'm at a lot on Sunday nights, it is back in victory lane with Blake Majulis after a Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series win. Blake, I said during the broadcast that if there are three things that are inevitable about American life, it's death, taxes, and Blake Majulis and Evan C. battling for a win on Sunday nights in Super Late Models. What's it like? You two are two of the best in the world. There's no doubt about it. What's it like having that be the guy that's breathing down your neck for these wins?
Yeah, it was a good run right from the start there. Kind of got lucky getting the lead there, but every week in and week out we're racing Evan, so nothing really to be surprised about in this race. It was a good race, but he had to come from the back, and he definitely was faster there at the end. I think into 3, he had a little bit more drive than me, but we were able to hold him off, kind of like the mods. It was a good run.
Well, you found something on the bottom in turn 1 and 2, and you were able to kind of offset what he would do in turn 3 and 4. What made you? I know Lernerville is always kind of a place where people run the top at their own risk. What made you decide to chase the moisture down there on the bottom?
I had something set up, and I figured it'd run the bottom pretty well, but the track never got slick enough, and I figured I'd try it there in the last restart, and it ended up working out for me. We were about even in lap time, so just frankly found the bottom better than anyone else and was able to hold on to it.
So it is Blake Majulis again picking up another Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series victory. Any sponsors you want to thank, Blake?
Yeah, please. Just D1RT Racing and everybody over there, ML Performance, Sim Seats, Folds Graphics, Ultimate Dirt TV, Bighorn Taxidermy, and my girlfriend for letting me race on her rig tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, we talked about that during the mod race. Your power was out, I think is what Brett said. Yeah. So you head over to Tia Moppert's house and you pick up a win on her rig, which he seemed to think you didn't have any confidence in your ability to do that. Were you worried when you had to go kind of ride borrowed equipment?
Yeah, I've ran on her stuff before and I've died every time, so I didn't have very high expectations, but somehow I felt sporty tonight and was able to pull off 2 wins so far. So.
Well, he does the old Jimmy Owens trick. You hop in somebody else's car and get a win. It's Blake Majulis, your winner tonight. Evan C. is already headed to unload the Pro Late Model, so we are going to get out of here. Jerry, it's always a pleasure to work with you. Can't wait to keep doing this, man. It's a blast every time. It's hard not to laugh in the middle of broadcast when I'm calling races with you, bud.
Hey, no, I mean, I don't know what to say. We're just here to have fun and, I mean, make some friends and enjoy it. But it's always a pleasure, Zach. I hope you didn't wet yourself when I jumped in there unexpectedly on that second heat race. I could
scared me to death, Jerry.
I know it woke Wheeler up because the camera angle finally changed, so I knew we were okay in the production truck. But now I got to work with him for the pros, and we'll have to see what he's got to say. It should be fun. Are we back at Lernerville with the pros, or what?
We are. You're back at Lernerville this week. The schedule is always posted on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook. We took a week. We actually delayed the schedule a week. To go to Fairbury for the PDC last week. So now we're back on schedule. You can find that on Facebook at the World of Thunder Esports League Facebook page or in their Discord server. But that's... Oh, we've got Evan. We've got Evan C. We'll go ahead and pull him up. Jerry, if you want to talk to our man Evan C. coming home in second place.
Evan C. finally making it to victory lane. Apparently talking with officials. There was an altercation between him and Cannon for that fourth lap pass there. Evan, you had to wheel this thing up to get back through the front after getting right side romanced.
Oh yeah, I think we had the fast car on track there, so I was just wouldn't have got pretty much just flat taken out there because I felt like we had a good chance of winning. As soon as we got back to second, it was try to make a move on Blake, and there yellow would have come out. So, but it's something new every week. The 44 car, he's taking somebody out or doing something, and ends up being most of the people in front of him. He just cleans out like me tonight. So, there's not much we can do about that. But just keep racing, and hopefully you can get another win tonight.
Yeah, I just got to keep digging past. That's. Watching the caliber of driving, he kind of was pulling the sliders on you, and then when you and Majulis got to sliding each other for the win, man, those were textbook. You guys just gave each other the room, did what you needed to do, and that last 5 laps, like Zach had talked when he talked to Blake. there's those things you can guarantee, and so if you guys are running up front, it's going to be pretty clean and it's going to be pretty lights out.
Oh yeah, I mean, Blake always races me pretty clean, and everybody else up front. So I just didn't want to do anything to dirty him up, but we're really wanting to get that win tonight in the supers because I felt like we were pretty fast. I felt like we should have gotten the modifieds too. We were pretty fast at the end of that race, and just like I said, didn't really have enough green laps there to kind of complete the pass. It's kind of difficult to just go off in there and slide someone when they can just cut down on you like you did in the last lap. But I mean, still a pretty good run for us. I mean, 2 seconds. We're definitely take that and move on to the next race tonight. Hopefully, we can pick up a win.
Well, maybe it'll be time not to be the bridesmaid in the pros as we move to them next here just momentarily. Who do you want to thank for the runner-up spot tonight?
Yes, got to thank all the guys at TBLR, FTP, Jeff Brown at RS and Not Flag for all he does for me. So go check him out. All his products. Jim Liberty Next Level Designs for all the paints. Kevin Dedman, his band Dirty Grass Soul. Captain Morgan, McConaughey Setup Shop. If you're looking for setups, just help you out in Dirt Officials or Setup Guide. Go check them out. And just thank y'all for doing the broadcast tonight and for Steven putting on a series.
All right, well, we'll see you back here in the pros. That's runner-up Evan C. in the 33 cars. So, Zach, that's going to wrap up the supers here tonight.
Absolutely. For Brett Wheeler in the production truck, Jerry Van Sickle, I am Zach Newton. That's been the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. It's the DirtFan.com Open Pros. Oh, it's the Warrior Logistics Open Pros. Terribly sorry about that. Warrior Logistics Open Pro Late Models coming up next in just a few minutes. Stay tuned to the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page for all your Sunday night World of Thunder coverage and special events throughout the week. Give us a like, a follow, a sub, share, whatever you got on whatever service you're watching it on. Again, for Brett Wheeler, Jerry Van Sickle, I'm Zach Newton. Have a good night. Stay safe. We'll see you in just a few minutes.